What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Starcraft 2 video. This one is between two players on the WCS Pro circuit. Spawning here in the bottom right hand corner of Catalyst Ellie, playing with the red Terran pieces. He's very well known in the Starcraft 2 Pro scene, and he is continuing to prove that every single year. His name is none other than HeroMarine. And his opponent, spawning in the cross position, playing with the blue Zerg pieces, we have the current best player on the planet. His name is Serral. So guys and girls, I'm really excited about this game and this series in particular because it was played at the WCS in Austin and was one of the quarterfinals of that tournament. So a best of 5 series between these two. So it'll be very interesting to see what both these players decide to do here in game number 1. I gotta say, Serral, the best player on the planet, and I don't think there's really any question as to, that being true at this point. I mean, he has just absolutely been a dominant force to be reckoned with. But HeroMarine is a very good Terran player. This is a very good Terran player on the circuit. And I'm excited to see what he does against the best player on the planet. That said, let's see what both our players are deciding to do here in the early stages. Looks like a hatch gas pool opener out of Serral. So very standard on his end. HeroMarine's going to be going for that barracks into the orbital command. It looks like he's going to go ahead and get that natural command center here probably any minute. And it does start right now. So there you go. It does seem like a pretty standard build by HeroMarine as well. Looks like a Reaper is going to be coming out of the barracks, and this is being followed up by a factory on the opposite over here on HeroMarine's side of the map. Serral's now got, of course, on his 2 bases, getting a couple of Zerglings constructed as well as 2 Queens. Of course, Serral loves getting a decent-sized number of Queens out, not only for the Queen injects, but also to spread creep and have that stellar defense. Metabolic boost is being researched right now for Serral as well, which of course is a Zergling speed upgrade. Does look like there is going to be a reactor going down on the barracks. And then of course HeroMarine is kind of just going for, like I said, a pretty standard build as of right now. He is going to follow this up by with a starport, so we are starting to see somewhat what both our players are kind of deciding to do here. A little bit of some miss micro there. Does look like, though, that HeroMarine is going to lose that Reaper. 3rd hatchery is now going down for Serral. And so as we're looking at this, I mean, it just seems like Serral, he's just droning up, wants to get a booming economy over, having significant amounts of aggression, at least at the early stages. HeroMarine is going to send a couple of these Hellions across the map, trying to catch a couple of these Zerglings off guard. Does look like he is going to make his way up towards Serral's side of the map. We are going to see more and more Hellions joining in on the mix here. But that said, it does look like, just trying to kind of toy back and forth, really try to see if there's any kinds of openings to try to see if he can get potential scouting information. Does not look like Serral's going to allow that whatsoever, though. That said, though, we are starting to see what both these players are kind of deciding to do now as we approach that 4-minute mark. We are going to see, of course, the cloaking field coming out of the tech lab over at the starport. We're also going to see a Viking coming out, and then on the upside of the map, we're seeing a Roach Warren coming out of Serral. We're also seeing that lair being researched or morphed in. So we're going to be seeing those higher tier lair-based units here shortly. Namatai's Carapace is going to be started as well, which is the Overlord speed, which is definitely going to be helpful for Serral, just to get that, that really good scouting information across, on the opposite side of the map. We're going to see double Cyclones coming out of the factory right now, and I like that decision a lot. 3rd command center is going down as well, and it looks like HeroMarine's really trying to see if he can kind of get an angle here that he can get some scouting information, try to maybe fry some drones if at all possible. But as we, both players really giving each other a lot of respect earlier on in this game. It looks like we're going to be seeing a double engineering base coming out. So it does seem like we're going to see those +1/+1 upgrades coming in very shortly here for HeroMarine. But I just saw a Dropper Lord, so this is very interesting. We're going to see some roaches that are popping out now. We're seeing a couple of those Cyclones being added to the mix as well. But we did see those Dropper Lords, and here's there is the Dropper Lord there. And it looks like there is going to be a potential counterattack by Serral. He's moving a lot of units down towards HeroMarine's side of the map. And it does look like, just like that, this Dropper Lord picks up a few of those queens which are loaded in, and it looks like Serral wants to get pretty aggressive here. I like this decision a lot. Here we go. It does look like those queens are now coming over to the opposite side of the map. There's a lot of roaches as well as a handful of zerglings that are adding into the mix. Some of these roaches are morphing into ravagers. We're also going to see some drop plays. So it looks like none other than Serral wants to hit at multiple angles at once. I like this decision a lot. He saw the greedy third command center that was going down. Shouldn't say it was greedy, but it was nonetheless going for that macro-focused style. And here comes Serral, busting through the main gates into that natural-based expansion. He is target firing down the bunker, and a lot of these SCVs are starting to go down. The question is there going to be enough here for HeroMarine to hold on? There is just so many Zerg units. The transfusers are coming in on those Ravagers. Beautiful play here so far by Serral. HeroMarine, if he can just hold on just a little bit longer, he might be able to obtain victory, but his supply is just absolutely plummeting. And just like that, though, it does look like HeroMarine is going to be able to hold on and live another day. Beautiful play there. But I gotta say, there was a lot of damage dealt. Lots of damage was dealt to HeroMarine. And so, I mean, he didn't lose this base, which is really huge. That's a big deal. But I gotta say, he did lose a lot of SCVs. But there are this unit that the Terran player gets, which are the Mule. And the Mule is an absolute, lifesaver for a lot of Terran players. Really can kind of make up for lost mining time and such. So we are going to see those +1/+1 upgrades coming out of HeroMarine for the ground-based units. We're also seeing Serral has got that evolution chamber. He's also constructing the Baneling nest, and then he's researching Burrow. So I like that decision a lot as well. So it looks like, we're kind of moving into the later game here by both players as we're approaching that 8-minute mark. And I really like the position, actually, that HeroMarine is actually he's in a decent spot, even like everything considered. He lost some SCVs, but overall, I don't think it's the end of the world yet. Now he's got to be very careful. Does not want to take a bad engagement here. That would be the only thing that would be really, really bad. Is if he were to end up taking a really bad engagement, because he's going to go on this third command center, and that's going to be really helpful. Now, fourth hatchery going down now for Serral, so Serral's going to try to stay ahead of the game as far as the supply is concerned, and really just the macro game as well. So we are going to see the Baneling roly-poly upgrade coming in, and we're also seeing the Hydralisk Den is being constructed as well for Serral. So it looks like there might be a little bit of an engagement over the right-hand side of the map. Looks like that was backed off. Lots of Marines going on to creep, though. This always makes me nervous because the Terran players got to be very careful. The Banelings are starting to come out, and this is going to be very scary once that Baneling... Once the Baneling speed upgrade finishes here, which is, of course, centrifugal hooks, it does look like that's going to be finishing up in less than 10 seconds. Now, here we go. Trying to get the surround on a lot of these units. You got to be very careful. You do not want to lose a lot of these units. Does lose some of them. Nice positioning here by HeroMarine. But while this has all been going on, Serral is getting more and more Zerglings out. So, very interesting, but he is going to get those Zerglings out. And it does look like HeroMarine wants to keep on putting on that pressure on Serral. And I like that decision quite a bit. A little bit of some micro there. Get some kills for HeroMarine, who's going to continue moving around trying to find that fourth base location. But one good engagement is going to spell absolute disaster. It looks like Serral's kind of not really making up his mind as far as what he wants to do. Look, if you can catch a Marine off guard, that would be huge. And it does look like HeroMarine is going to pick up and fly away just like that. But another hatchery is being constructed now. A 5th hatchery for Serral. Serral is going to have a pretty scary army here relatively soon if HeroMarine allows it to happen. Does look like Hydras are coming out as well onto the playing field as well. So, you know, those +1 upgrades are kind of finishing up. +2 is getting started as well. And you know what? +2 is being started as well for HeroMarine, but the surround is coming in. Oh my, could this be bad? And it could have been bad for a moment, but HeroMarine smartly picks up and flies away. You gotta look at those burrowed banelings there. He's got burrowed banelings all over the place. Oh man, you gotta be careful. So he does know that burrow is out. But here we go. I mean, it's kind of a little bit of a lull in the game, but there's just a lot of action happening all over. Oh my god. Those banelings, if they run over those banelings, man, that is going to spell absolute disaster. Here's some more banelings here. Got to be very careful. Lots of banelings. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Oh, the amount of destruction there as Serral is coming into that 3rd base location. The absolute destruction coming in here. Now Serral is doing a lot of damage. He's going to try to get that 3rd base. Is not successful, but he is able to surround a couple of those siege tanks. And just like that, this 3rd base just barely was able to survive. We got a lot of Hydras as well as banelings. Tons of banelings are being morphed in right now, and it's becoming a little bit scary. Those +2 upgrades are going to be finished up here for Serral very shortly. Infestation pits going up, so we're going to be seeing those higher tier hive-based units here shortly as well as we get into the late game in this game 1 of this specified series. What an exciting game it has been so far. Here we go. Serral's having a, you know, he doesn't know if he necessarily wants to commit as of yet. HeroMarine's in a very nice position on this 4th base location, but here we go. Serral has had enough. He's going right after all these siege tanks. Oh my god. The banelings, a ton of damage is being dealt though. Beautiful play by HeroMarine. But it's all about the engagement. Lots of banelings are coming out here very, very shortly. And I think the splits were just not quite on par there for Serral. Does look like more and more of those banelings are going to be coming out. They're going to try to do as much damage as possible. Looks like, is Serral going to get the connections that he needs, or is HeroMarine going to be in a good enough position? Looks like he is in a beautiful position with these siege tanks. Some on the high ground and some on the low ground. They're going to start going after a lot of these drones. Question is he overextending? You got to be really careful in these situations. And it looks like Serral has found an angle now. He's going to go right after all of those siege tanks. The beautiful transfuses on the Hydralisk. Here we go. It does look like Serral finally was able to break through, and just a little bit of an overextension by HeroMarine, Serral makes you pay for dearly. So, question is now, Serral has taken a decent-sized lead, in my opinion. He has absolutely, you know, did a really nice job there. He was patient enough. I felt like HeroMarine definitely had such a good opportunity, though, to kind of really get that 4th base location. But nonetheless, this army of Serral is starting to become pretty scary because there's a lot of banelings, lots of zerglings. I mean, we're seeing that Lingbane Hydra composition, and here we go. Looks like the zerglings are going to try to once again do this around on some of these Marines that are just starting to move around, and it looks like the zerglings are starting to be split up, and here we go. It does look like these zerglings are going to try and get as many kills here as possible as the main artillery, or the swarm I should say, is starting to move in. Oh my god, so much damage is being dealt here. Beautiful pickup micro on those SCVs though by HeroMarine is going to save the day for a lot of those SCVs. What an intense game number 1 here. We passed that 14-minute mark, and still, it's still going. HeroMarine is still not out of this game just yet. He's still in this game, and it looks like he completely abandoned this location and decided to fly over to a completely different location. Interesting decision. I know that there was a burrowed baneling here, but very interesting. Nonetheless, does look like Serral, though, is just starting to really get a nice-sized army as he is just plowing through all of these units. The banelings are absolutely devastating. GG is called, and Serral wins game number 1 against his opponent. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between HeroMarine and Serral. And if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe for news, stay positive, and as always, I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Peace.